Have you ever had a hard time managing your client accounts and fulfilling on their deliverables? Is it difficult to stay on track with clients, where clients are, what package they're on, or who even is your point of contact at that organization? Have you ever had to deal with 5 or more people at one point of business, aka the front desk agent, the business owner, Jill in ops, Joy, the VA, or whoever, right? How do you even keep track of who is your point of contact and for what? Stay tuned. I'll show you my secret tips to onboarding clients as smoothly as possible, as well as how to build effective client profiles to track all of your client communication and progress. Hi, I'm Kimberly Snow, and I've been in operations for more than 10 years, starting back in hotel operations and VIP services on the Las Vegas Strip, all the way through multiple startups and even including in the government sector. And now I've built more account management systems for agencies than I have fingers and toes, ironically. But I want to walk you through a system that we built for one of our clients to make his lives easier. When we talked to this client, it was crazy. He didn't even have a spreadsheet, which was what's crazy. He was using ClickUp for a lot of other things, but he didn't have any kind of account management system. He just had Google Drive folders and what was in his head at the moment, basically. So we helped to do this account management system inside his ClickUp just to help him out, to help him expedite his onboarding and just make his life a lot easier. Centralize that information, because it's okay when you're a one-man band, but when you start to bring other team members into the mix, you know how complex it can get. So everybody needs clients, right? But when you've landed them, do you have all of the tools necessary to provide them that good experience and to get them off on the right foot? A good impression can only be made once. So being able to build that foundation of trust and demonstrate expertise, as well as if you're able to get some quick wins out of the gates, that's what it's all about, right? And not only that, but that's going to help ensure that your people stay long term, and that's going to help increase their customer lifetime value. So if you want to learn how to have all of your customer information and data organized and start making more data-driven decisions, I've got you covered. We're going to talk about how you can reactivate old clients that promise to get back maybe after a roadblock. And in this demo walkthrough, pretty much you're going to see a video of me in the past just kind of demoing this system to a client. So I hope you guys find some value out of this information. And without further ado, here is me in the past just demonstrating the system.
Okay, so some money work, right? Money work, homework, whatever you want to call it. So essentially, because you don't have any existing client management system set up right now, I had an intuition. I wanted to help you out with this by creating this space inside your ClickUp. So just a real quick demo about what it's going to be like. So essentially here on this active client list, so of course the space contains two lists, active clients and inactive clients, right? But I like to look at it on the actual list level because on this particular list, this is where we have the onboarding form. And so when you onboard a new client, we'll customize this to basically create your high level sub account and all of that good stuff automatically. And if you have a new client with onboarding tasks, whatever your particular onboarding tasks are, those clients that you're currently onboarding, because we have a filter is onboarding, those people would appear right here. So we don't have anything like that going on. That's why there's nothing here right now. The A to Z list, of course, here we have, our active client list. Basically on this particular list, the due date, here's the due date. The due date would be your client's monthly recurring due date. So let's say that Ask Aesthetics pays you every month on the first of the month. Just in this example, you would want to, of course, change this relevant to when your clients actually pay you. So let's just say it's the first, and we're going to set recurring. Let's say they pay you monthly, of course, on the same day each month. They pay you on the first of every month. You can see this is set up as recurring. And we don't want this to recur when it's closed. We want this to simply recur on schedule. That means regardless of whether this task is done or not. This is setting up that it wants to create a new task. I would just turn that off. So here's the settings you want it to have. Monthly, same day each month, on schedule, recur forever. So we're going to save that. So you want to come in and set up everybody's basic due dates, again, the recurring monthly bill due date. Right now, I figure that you are the account manager for everybody. So, of course, I've put you as the assignee. And what's cool is because this actually has the due date and you, like it'll assign you. So that's kind of your way to verify that A, either they paid you, or B, if they didn't, of course, you'll have to reach out to them for payment or whatnot, right? And pretty much subtasks. So the subtasks would be your onboarding tasks. So like setting up this or getting access to that, whatever your particular onboarding things are. But that's just a quick example of kind of, listing out what those particular things are. What I want you to do as far as your homework, money work, whatever you want to call it, is to complete these client profiles. So currently you have 8 client profiles here, 8 active clients. Let's just start with Ask Aesthetics. When we come in, and actually you'll see over here on the right hand side, this would go to Beauty Works and then to Blush Beauty, so on and so forth. So it's a way to quickly and easily navigate through your client profiles. So right here, all of the custom fields are currently empty. So this is your homework. This is your money work, is to fill out all of the client profile information. So that's going to include the business owner's birthday, if you have it. You may not have it. You're going to want to just fill this out to the best of your ability. Business address. Of course, you're going to want to fill out their address. I want to say, bear with me. Let's just Google search. If hopefully this is them, and let's just assume that it is. Here's the address, correct? Um, Hopefully, if not, please update this. I'm just going to paste that in and then you'll click into it. That's going to save this as the address, business hours, the business owner name, phone number, business phone number, client health. This is a great way to keep tabs on your client and what you feel is their current satisfaction or health level. Obviously, loving to use colors. So, 1 means like you think that this person is about to churn, you think this person's about to fall off, versus 5, of course, is like, hey, this person freaking loves us. Client payment status, are they currently current on their payments? Are you currently not collecting? Are they past due? You know, and if they're inactive, of course, that's generally reserved for the offboarded or inactive clients. If they're active, they should generally be in one of those ones. So I'm just going to say current for now. So as you can see, as we start to fill these things out, all of the filled out ones move to the top and the rest moves down. So just go ahead and fill out all of this information. Client source, if you want or need, of course, different sources, of course, you can add edit options, but I'm just going to make a wild guess and say this is cold outbound. Again, you'll come in and correct all of these, but last check-in date, this one's great because it's like, let's say you want to keep track of the last touch point or the last check-in that you had with your client so that you can keep tabs, and or once you start bringing on perhaps an account manager, client success manager, this is a way for them to have that accountability and for you to keep tabs on if in fact they are doing their job keeping track or in contact with your clients, right? Notes. Honestly, we might get rid of this because, of course, in notes, you can either, you have the description area, I think, for things that you want to keep visible at all times, versus we can use the comments section to keep track of other kind of notes and comments over time. Payment amount, of course, however much they pay you, just enter that in. Primary contact. Now, most of the time, your business owner and primary contact may be the same person. And so, of course, business owner info versus primary contact info may be the same or may be different. It's still wise to enter in all of that information as relevant. I know when we were talking about, you had, and then you also had, I want to say it was. So, of course, this would be like, and then perhaps, right? Started on date. So when did they actually start their contract with you? And However you want to customize this, if there's other stuff that you want to customize, like some folks will put in like contract start date, and then of course if it's a minimum 90-day agreement, what would the contract end date be? Do they just carry over as a month to month thereafter, or do they have to re-sign a new contract? This is just a starting point. This is just a way to begin to build out your client management system. And then, of course, whatever else we want to do. So, their website, maybe we want to add their social profiles in here. Maybe we want to add in their ad account numbers or something else of that sort. Again, whatever we want to build out into this, we totally can. But that's your money work, your homework for the week. Pretty much, I'm just going to delete this. Actually, you can just come in and correct this because we only did it on Ask Aesthetics. So start with Ask Aesthetics, fill out as much as possible of this information. This is actually what's going to help us to set up the high level accounts for each of your respective clients as well. So we're not able to fill out the high level account information until we know who is the business owner, where is the business located, what is the best email for their. I'm actually going to put in business, main business. I'm going to put business email, primary business email. And then once you're done filling out, you can just come over here, do the exact same thing, just say show empty fields, fill out everything as far as what's relevant to. Similarly, just fill out and complete all of these client profile um, information, and that's going to be able to help us into the next step of setting up your high levels for each relevant client, and as well as determining what we need to do as far as filling out what you'll need for your client onboarding form. So this is something that will be super cool and amazing. Is cool, what's their start on date, their agreement, business phone number, website address. This is essentially what's going to enter your client in on the active client list when you onboard them. And let's say we create an onboarding task template in ClickUp. We'll be able to actually automate these things. We'll be able to set up an automation that says that when a task is created by the form here, then go ahead and apply our onboarding task template, right? If we had one in here, we could say like onboarding task template. We don't have one currently yet, so we would need to build that. Um, or also maybe let's say, we want to assign it to a particular person. Of course, that's you for now, but in the future, that could be a, client success coach or an account manager or something like that. So then we're able to start automating things to make stuff a lot quicker and easier for you. And even so, also, I'll just show you this really quick. Like, let's say is about to leave. So right now, everybody's set up as active. And so right here, of course, under the statuses, when somebody comes in brand new, they're onboarding. That's why this one here has the filter of onboarding, but nobody's currently onboarding, therefore nothing is showing. Versus they're active, maybe they put their ad on pause. And actually, instead of offboard, I'm just going to change this to begin offboarding. So this, we'll just have to set up an automation to essentially, once this saves, let's set the automation. Let's say that when the status changes from anything to begin offboarding, then it's going to go ahead and move them to the inactive list. And then, of course, if we had an offboarding task template, we could apply the, offboarding task template or whatever else that we want or need to do, essentially. So pretty much then it's going to change them to offboarding. And I'll show you here inside the inactive client list based on your Google Drive folder. I'm just going to delete this example out of here. Actually, let's keep that in. So it's a great example. So offboard this person, right? It's going to offboard client essentially, right? And then we're going to, do this. We're going to remove the access. We're going to turn off the campaigns. We're going to turn off their billing subscription, whatever that might be, right? So very similarly as the onboarding, you would see the offboarding offboarding clients and relevant tasks. But so what your other homework is, so you had your initial homework on the active client list. Similarly, you'll want to do this here on the inactive client list. But I'll just nest that down for now. This is just our example. But as you can see right now, all of these guys are offboarding versus this is what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go through each of these clients and change it to potential reactivation or not a good fit. Potential reactivation meaning, hey, um, it didn't work out with this client before, but I would work with this person again. I would potentially reactivate this client and reach out to them with a new offer to try and get them onboarded again, right? Versus if you know that that client wasn't a good fit, that, they didn't have a mindset or they weren't taking accountability or ownership of their part of it. And you're like, nah, you know what? This person's not a good fit and I wouldn't work with them again. Totally fine. And that's what's amazing as a business owner is we can take that like we can take that stance. Like, no, like if this person came back to me and I didn't want to, no. So that's kind of also your homework is classify each of these people if you would potentially work with them again or if you think that they are not a good fit. And similarly, if we come into this very similar client profile, business address, business hours, business owner name, it is recommended to go through and fill out all of these client profiles, even though they are no longer an active client. It's still wise, they were once a client, especially if they're a potential reactivation. And let's say you're getting an appointment setter in the future. I know that you were looking to bring on an appointment setter soon. Then your appointment setter would be able to come in and look at all of the potential reactivation people if you have a new offer and try and get them in on the new offer. So definitely wise to still go through and fill out all of these client profiles. So with that, hope this was helpful. And let me know if you have any other questions.
And that's our account management system and how we build client profiles. Also, as you can see, like building that potential reactivation system and also making it so easy to onboard clients in a breeze, it's easy for your sales team to quickly and easily skim through that potential reactivation list, see if there's old clients that you can get back on a new offer. Of course, if they weren't a good fit, we're not going to reach out to those ones. But essentially, when you compare those client profiles, again, to columns on a spreadsheet, the client profile is the row, and you can add as many columns as you like to continue building more data about your clients, and that data is going to help you to make better decisions. So I hope this has been useful for you, and don't forget to subscribe and discover more ways to optimize your business online. We're going to have all kinds of tips and tricks that we'll be dropping on the channel on all kinds of the digital tools that we use in our business, as well as building into many of our clients and partners. So with that, see you next time, guys. Take care.